Hi UWindsor nursing students. This UWindsor Wordpress tutorial is designed for your program requirements specifically. All nursing students, whether you're from UWindsor, Sinclair College, or Lambton, need to have the following pages: a nursing philosophy, a resume, clinical skills checklist, learning plans, and required documents. For further instruction on how to build the page, please go to UWindsor Wordpress ePortfolio tutorial on pages. We will now go through the details of what goes on each of your required pages, using many of the digital artifacts you already have. Your nursing philosophy page will have mostly text on it. You will have already developed at least a first draft of your personal philosophy of nursing alongside guidance from your clinical instructor. Likely this text is in a document digitally or on a Word or Google Doc. Copy the full text from the document, click the Add Block button at the top left-hand corner of the nursing philosophy page, and find the paragraph block. Note that you may not see the paragraph icon and options in the top section of blocks. Simply clicking into each of the other drop-down menus, you'll be able to find all of the available block options. Then, simply paste the text into the block. You may decide later to add a photo or other media artifact to this page to break up the text. Searching for an image is an option in the source media repository like Pexels or Pixabay, which provide you with some options for downloading and using freely with attribution. Make sure you cite all work not created by you, just as you would in any of your academic papers. Once you're satisfied with your nursing philosophy page, find the Publish or Update button at the top right-hand corner and click it. You can always go back and edit the page later to add an image or edit your philosophy. In fact, you can edit any and all pages on your ePortfolio by finding your way to the All Pages button. Locating the name of your page you want to edit or add, click the name of that page, and voila, you're back at that page ready to update. Moving on to the next required page. We're going to create your resume page, or if you've already created it, then you can find it under All Pages and click Edit. You'll have the option here to either upload your resume in its current form, whether that be a PDF or Word document, as a file. In this case, you'll select the Add Block button and find the File block. Then just upload the resume in its Word or PDF form, naming it appropriately, and then clicking Publish or Update. An appropriate name would be your name with an underscore, then the word resume, underscore, and then whatever month and year it is currently. Alternatively, you can copy the text of your resume and paste it into a paragraph block in the resume page and click Publish or Update. The next required page we're going to look at is the Clinical Skills Checklist. This is a page you'll use most often when you're on placement, as you'll sometimes have to verify that you've demonstrated aptitude of a clinical skill before performing it in the healthcare setting. Your actual clinical skills checklist can be found on your Blackboard site. You will download this and update it either in paper form by getting signatures and dates physically on paper, or in digital form by completing the required fields by typing them out. You'll be achieving these clinical skills at various points in your 4-year degree, and the checklist will be updated accordingly, meaning it might change a lot in 1 month and not very much the next. It would be a good idea to set a calendar reminder to update your clinical skills checklist on your ePortfolio perhaps once a month. It is best practice to only have your latest version up, so you can feel free to remove block on any of the existing clinical skills checklists that may already be on the page. If your checklist is scanned as a PDF or other document, add a file block and upload the file, renaming it appropriately. In either case, remember to update the page. Now we'll look at the Learning Plans page. Much like the Clinical Skills Checklist, these will be document files that you will upload to your ePortfolio. Let's create a Learning Plans page, just like we've done for each page in this series. In the dashboard, click Add New, enter the title as Learning Plans, and you're ready to go. With our clinical skills checklist, best practice was to keep only the most recent version on the ePortfolio. With learning plans, best practice is to upload all learning plans you have access to. Beginning from first year, this is an easier process as you'll have approved learning plans from your clinical instructor already saved to your device from the start of term. For our students joining us in later years from other programs, these archived learning plans may be more difficult to find. Do your best to locate all of the learning plans or documentation of your learning journey and upload them. Remember to name them appropriately, noting that the dates on these files will be particularly important so you know the proper order to put them in on your ePortfolio. Best practice for these multiple learning plans is to put them in reverse chronological order, meaning the learning plan feature at the top of your page will consistently be your most recent learning plan. and the plan at the bottom of the page should be your first or the first one you have access to. Don't worry about uploading them in the correct order. Since we are naming the learning plans appropriately, we can move the most recent plan to the top and move the most legacy plan to the bottom. Once you've completed and had your latest learning plan approved by your clinical instructor, you can return the learning plan page and upload the most up-to-date learning plan and update your ePortfolio. Let's make sure we publish or update the page, saving our work. These learning plans will document your learning journey over time and contain both important information for your professional growth and the ability to make meaning out of how you turn your knowledge into practice. The path of how you are becoming a nurse is contained within these learning plans and in your philosophy of nursing. It'll be important to return to these documents later to be able to articulate your learning and draw connections between where you started and where you are when you graduate. Finally, let's get to work on our required documents page. All of your Bayshore documents will go on this page. You'll have a digital copy of all of these documents you kept on your ePortfolio. Though, because of the sensitive information on these documents, they'll be put behind a privacy wall. Let's start by creating the page itself, by clicking Add New under Pages and making the title Required Documents. These documents may be photos or scanned files or some of each. Let's say you've taken a photo of the front and back of your police clearance. You should upload these two adjoining photos as a gallery under the Add Block options. Continue on with uploading all of the required documents you have. Remember that if you're uploading a file, we want to name it properly so we can keep the page and content organized. Upload your documents and arrange them in a way that makes sense to you. You may want to pause this video while you're going through this process. Now that you have all of your required documents up on the page, we're going to make this page private. Before we click Publish or Update, we want you to have a look under the Status and Visibility portion on the right-hand menu. Right at the top, you'll see Visibility option, and we can see that the default is Public. This is fine for all of our other pages on the ePortfolio, but we need to make the required documents page private. Click on this option where it says Public, and the box will pop up asking you to choose a level of privacy. Choose Private. In this case, the page will automatically ask you to publish when you select this the first time. That's fine because we know that we can edit the page ourselves if we've missed anything. When your clinical instructor later is asking to see your required documents page, just make sure it's complete. You'll have to log into your dashboard, click All Pages, and then click the required documents, and open the page for them to see your documents. It's only logged in users that can see this or see that it exists, meaning only you. You may find that you want to pause and replay portions of this video as you build your ePortfolio, or come back to it again if you need a quick update. We encourage you to use this resource in the best way for you, and share them with friends.